Hello, my crafty friends. Well, today we are going to play around with a fun little technique. It is called color blocking, and I have two different card ideas that I want to share with you featuring this technique. Hi, it's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. In this episode of Stamptastic TV, I have two different card ideas that feature this color blocking technique. So this is a fun and simple masking technique. You're just going to love it. There are so many possibilities with this technique. Now, the cards in this video feature the Thoughtful Wishes stamp set from Stampin Up. Now, keep in mind you can use any stamp set you have on hand with this technique. And I will also be using some of the Stampin' Up masking paper. So this masking paper comes in a pack of 12, so there's 12 sheets in here, and they're 5 by 7 inch in size. So basically these masking sheets have this adhesive on the back here, and you can cut these down to whatever size that you want. I will be using 1/4 inch size and a 1 inch size to do my masking. But again, keep in mind you can cut it down to whatever size you need. Okay, so I am going to show you how to make this card with the color blocking technique, and then I'll walk you through how to make the other card. But the concept for the masking and for creating the color blocks is the same. So you're going to start with a piece of white cardstock, which is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And then you're going to cut some of that masking paper. So I cut a 1/4 inch wide piece, and that one's going to go down this side of the white cardstock. And then I cut a 1 inch wide piece, and that one's going to go across. So you can measure this out if you want. I just kind of eyeballed it. So I just peel off the backing from this tape, and I'm going to add this piece first. This is going to go down the side. So we'll just add it, give ourselves a little space here and add it right across there, and just push down the tape. And then we're going to add the 1 inch piece across. So I want to leave a little space here to stamp the greetings. So this mask that I'm adding across here is going to cover this up so that when I do my blending with the blending brushes, I don't get any ink in the space where I want to put my greeting. All right, so we will peel this backing off, and then we're just going to push this up against the other piece, and then just push this down across the card. And now we're ready to do our blending. So I am using 4 different colors to do my blending. So I'm using Peach Pie, Fresh Freesia, Pool Party, and Misty Moonlight. And again, you can use any colors, any stamp set that you want. We're going to start with the Peach Pie. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some color to the different parts of this area that is not masked. So you can see that the mask will help just kind of keep the color where it needs to be. That's why it's called color blocking. So we're going to have blocks of different colors, and it's going to look a little blotchy, but as we blend, it'll just kind of smooth itself out here. And now I'm going to add some of the Fresh Freesia. Next, I'm going to add some Pool Party. So we're going to add the blues kind of on the bottom. And the last one we will add is the Misty Moonlight. Okay, so now we have the mask still in place. So we have this little masking tape still in place. Now we're going to stamp the images. So I have a variety of different images, and I'm actually going to use early espresso ink instead of black. I just like how my classic ink stamps better than the black. So that's why I use it, but you could definitely use the black ink. So I'm going to start by just inking up this large floral image, and we'll just go over on the side. And then we're going to use this smaller floral image And we're just gonna stamp up on the top here. And I'm just gonna stagger them a little bit. And then this next image is just a leaf style image here. So I am just going to kind of scoot this on the bottom here. And then the last image I used is just a little splatter image. So this splatter image adds just a little bit more to the design. All right, so now we are ready to peel off the tape. So you want to peel it slow. So sometimes as you peel it, it will kind of tear. So you're not tearing your paper. You're just, if it tears, it's the tape that tears. So if you peel it slow, it comes off pretty easy. And we'll just lift this side up now. And we'll peel this direction. Just pull them a little bit slower so you can see it's leaving a little bit of the tape behind. So let's turn it and pull from this side. So these larger pieces tend to do that, but don't panic because it's not tearing your paper, it's just the tape that's tearing. Okay, so once you peel off all the masking paper, then you have this really nice color block. So we have 3 different color blocks with, of course, different colors and different images. So the next thing I did is just used my early espresso, and I just stamped a little greeting right in this larger section here, this 1-inch section. And that's why I didn't want to add color there, so that I could stamp that greeting. So then, of course, you can take this and decorate it any way you want. So I just added a little bit of baker's twine and then a couple little embellishments, and that is it. That's how I created this card. And then on the inside, I did a little color blocking on the inside just to add the same kind of images to decorate the inside of the card. So super fun, and there's so many possibilities with this particular technique. So for the second card, what I actually did is just turned the orientation of the card, so it's in portrait style instead of landscape style. And then I just added these little pieces of masking paper in different directions on here. So I won't walk you through all the sponging, but I'm going to show you how I added these little pieces of paper. So these pieces are 5 inches long and they're 1/4 inch wide. And so it's the same concept. I just peeled off the backing here. And then I just added the piece first across the bottom. And again, I just eyeballed it. Then I need to add a piece that goes up towards the top. So I'm just going to turn this. And we'll peel off this backing again. So we'll start it right about there. And then we want to add something across the center. So I'm just going to add this other piece right across here. So let's turn it. So that's the basic design that I used for creating this card. I just added all these pieces, and then I just added the color in the different blocks. And then when I was done, I ended up with this really cool little design. So the blocks are just in different places. And then this time I did some color up here, but just stamped directly on the color instead of stamping on white. So the last thing I want to point out is just the difference in these two cards as it relates to the stamped images. So for this card, I actually did the stamping first of the images, and then I blended over the top. So you can see that this flower here is not as crisp as this one here. Whereas here, I did all the blending first and then stamped the images. So this is just a little bit lighter than this. It's not extremely noticeable. So whether you choose to do the stamping of the images first or the blending of the colors in the background, it's really up to you. It's your personal preference. Okay, so there you go. Now you know how to use the color blocking technique in your card making. And if you enjoyed these card ideas, feel free to download the printable tutorial. You can find the link in the description below this video. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by liking it and sharing it with your friends. And leave me a comment below to let me know what you enjoyed most about the video and the cards shared here today. Have a fun and creative day, my friends. Take care.